Yeah, so still in Nerd Alert here, I'm going to try and explain why the material also has to be updated right now, because Angular material also made a major change since I started the series a week ago and went from beta version 1 to beta version 2, which is awesome. We want the changes, but this little sign right here actually means that the version should be compatible with my version, else it shouldn't automatically update. And I had a version 1 before, and somehow it decided, well, version 2 is just as compatible, so don't worry, I'll update it for you. But they made a major change that makes my code break now. So I just want to show you what that actually means. First of all, what does this upper arrow up thing mean inside a version? Well, it means compatible with this version, right? That's what I tried to just explain to you. That's why I put that in there. Now I'm inside, this is actually a cool page to know about. I'm inside the docs, npm and yes, files, package.json, where you can actually go in and read about these different ways you can specify versions. Now if you're going to make a production ready piece of software, you might want to consider a specific version for each tool, because everything keeps changing out there. It's beta, it's new versions all the time, everything keeps changing. You could also say it's the minimal version, it's the maximum version. You have so many choices here on how you can specify versions inside the package.json. Now what am I talking about? I'm talking about all these bigger than, lower than signs, these square brackets or squiggly things. And let's just have a look here inside the dev dependencies. I'm adding actually for the CLI like before, I'm not putting anything in, meaning this is just a specific version right there, right? So that's what I'm talking about. You need to know what these mean. So you can read about it here. Now, what is the actual changelog they did inside the material setup here? Well, you can go into Material 2 again, and you can go to changelog, and then you can scroll down to see the different changes. I don't care about these ones, but the most important change is they deprecated this use of the input field. And now it's actually been completely removed, right? It was deprecated before, but now it's removed, meaning that you have to now use MD input. And that's where we, somewhere in our code, we actually made an empty dash input inside the login view. So that'll give you an error right now. And let me just start out by showing you the error so you guys can see if you have that error, and then we can talk about how to fix it. So what actually happened is, if we go into the login view and we change this into MD dash input like this, and we do the same here, that was the old code. I'll go back and you'll see what happens inside my login view. Kabooey! Everything explodes, right? So if you face something like this where it looks strange and you get an error, that might be the problem. Going back here and changing it back, this is the only change I made, by the way. So going back to my code again, and now everything starts up again and everything's running. But that error, it's crazy, and I couldn't read it probably, but I figured it out in the end. So if we go to Material 2 and we go in here, you can see this is the change you need to make. If I go into my comparing like we used last time as well, you can just see inside the login view that this is the only change I made. So I just want to show you that as well. Of course, I also changed inside the package.json because I wanted in the future to let everybody know that now I'm actually using the new version. So I changed from beta 1 to beta 2. That was just a choice I made. I could have kept it at 1, but now I'm actually sure that everything will run in the future, for the beta 2 version at least. So that's all for this lesson. I just want to show you. And by the way, I got a little help figuring this out. So thanks for the help, guys. You know who you are. See you in the next lesson. Have fun.